Picture this. It's 3 a.m. While everyone else is deep in REM sleep, you're halfway through your shift under fluorescent lights, drinking your fourth coffee, fighting to stay alert. Sound familiar? Here's something that might shock you. Working night shifts doesn't just make you tired. It's literally rewiring your biology in ways that could take years off your life. I'm not being dramatic. The World Health Organization has classified night shift work as a probable carcinogen. Yes, you heard that right, in the same category as exposure to certain chemicals. If you're a night shifter, or you're considering taking a night job, the next 10 minutes could be the most important thing you watch this year. Because what's happening inside your body right now? Most people have no idea. Let's start with the basics. Every cell in your body runs on a 24-hour cycle called your circadian rhythm. Think of it as your body's master clock, controlled by a tiny region in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This clock doesn't just tell you when to sleep. It controls when your body releases hormones, when your blood pressure rises and falls, when your digestive system is most active, even when your immune system works hardest. Here's the problem. Your circadian rhythm is hardwired to respond to light. When the sun rises, your body knows it's time to wake up. When it gets dark, your brain starts producing melatonin to make you sleepy. But when you work nights, you're forcing your body to do the exact opposite of what millions of years of evolution designed it to do. And your body never fully adapts, not even after years of night work. Research shows that even after working nights for a decade, your body still wants to sleep at night. You're essentially in a state of permanent jet lag, and that has consequences. Let's address the elephant in the room: cancer risk. Multiple studies have found that long-term night shift workers have higher rates of breast cancer, prostate cancer, and colorectal cancer. One major study found that women who worked rotating night shifts for more than 5 years had a 11% higher risk of all-cause mortality. Why? It comes down to melatonin disruption. Melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone. It's also a powerful antioxidant that helps repair damaged DNA and suppress tumor growth. When you're exposed to light at night, your melatonin production crashes. Lower melatonin means less DNA repair. Less DNA repair means more mutations. More mutations increase cancer risk. It's that simple, and that serious. Here's where it gets really concerning. Night shift work significantly increases your risk of cardiovascular disease. A comprehensive review of multiple studies found that shift workers have a 23% increased risk of heart attack and a 5% increased risk of stroke. That's not a small number. That's potentially thousands of preventable heart attacks every year. Why does this happen? Several reasons. Your blood pressure naturally dips during sleep. But when you're awake at night, this doesn't happen properly, putting constant strain on your cardiovascular system. Your body also releases stress hormones like cortisol at the wrong times, keeping your body in a heightened state of alert when it should be resting. Plus, night shifters are more likely to have elevated levels of inflammation markers in their blood, early warning signs of heart disease. Ever notice that night shifters tend to gain weight more easily? There's solid science behind this. Working nights throws your metabolic hormones completely out of whack. Studies show night workers have higher levels of ghrelin, the hunger hormone, lower levels of leptin, which tells you when you're full, increased insulin resistance, a precursor to diabetes. One study found that just 3 consecutive night shifts can impair your glucose tolerance as much as gaining 15 to 20 pounds would. Think about that. 3 shifts, and your body's ability to process sugar is already compromised. This is why night shift workers have a 29% higher risk of developing obesity and a 37% increased risk of type 2 diabetes compared to day workers. And here's the cruel irony. When you're tired and stressed from working nights, you're more likely to crave high-calorie, sugary foods. Your body is literally working against you. The impact on your mental health is just as serious, but it gets talked about far less. Night shift workers experience depression at rates 33% higher than day workers. Anxiety disorders are also significantly more common. And when you add in social isolation, because let's face it, the world operates on a day schedule, the psychological toll can be crushing. Sleep deprivation directly affects your brain's ability to regulate emotions. The prefrontal cortex, which helps you manage stress and make rational decisions, doesn't function properly when you're chronically tired. Studies using brain scans show that sleep-deprived people have heightened activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear and emotion center, and reduced connectivity to areas that normally keep emotions in check. This isn't weakness, this is biology. Ever notice you get sick more often on night shifts? That's not a coincidence. Sleep is when your immune system does its most important work, producing cytokines, proteins that fight infection and inflammation. Disrupted sleep means fewer of these protective proteins. Research shows that night shift workers have lower levels of natural killer cells, the white blood cells that attack viruses and cancer cells. They also produce fewer antibodies after vaccinations, meaning even vaccines work less effectively. One fascinating study found that people who slept less than 7 hours a night were 3 times more likely to develop a cold when exposed to the virus compared to those who slept 8 hours or more. When you work nights, you're essentially running your immune system at half capacity all the time. Your gut has its own circadian rhythm, and it does not appreciate being messed with. Night shifters have significantly higher rates of peptic ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, chronic constipation, gastroesophageal reflux disease. This happens because your digestive enzymes and stomach acid production are supposed to be highest during the day. When you eat at night, your body isn't prepared to digest food efficiently. Plus, stress hormones that are elevated during night work can increase stomach acid production, leading to heartburn and ulcers. Many night workers also develop irregular eating patterns, skipping meals or eating heavy foods at times when the body's metabolism is slowest. It's a recipe for digestive disaster. Now, I'm not going to tell you to just quit your night job. For many people, that's not realistic. But there are strategies that can significantly reduce the damage. Light management is crucial. Wear blue light blocking glasses during your commute home. When you get home, make your bedroom completely dark. Blackout curtains, no phone screens, nothing. Light is the biggest disruptor of your circadian rhythm, so controlling it is priority number 1. Timing your sleep matters. Don't try to sleep immediately after your shift. Give yourself 30 to 60 minutes to wind down, and if possible, sleep in one continuous block rather than splitting it up. Fragmented sleep is nowhere near as restorative. Eat strategically. Avoid heavy meals during your night shift. Stick to lighter, protein-rich snacks. Save your main meal for when you'd normally eat dinner, even if that's before your shift starts. Your digestive system will thank you. Exercise, but time it right. Physical activity can help reinforce your circadian rhythm, but exercising right before trying to sleep will keep you wired. Aim to exercise at the same time each day, preferably several hours before your sleep period. Consider strategic caffeine use. Coffee can be a tool, not just a crutch. Have caffeine early in your shift, but stop at least 4 to 6 hours before you plan to sleep. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours, meaning half of it is still in your system hours later. Get regular health screenings. Given the increased risks, night workers should be more vigilant about preventive health care. Annual checkups, blood pressure monitoring, blood sugar tests. Don't skip these. Limit your years on night shift if possible. Research suggests that the health risks compound the longer you work nights. If you can transition back to day work after a few years, your body will eventually recover, though it takes time. Working night shifts isn't just inconvenient. It's a serious health hazard that affects nearly every system in your body. But with the right strategies, you can minimize the damage. Your health is not disposable. The paycheck might be necessary, but that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your well-being entirely. Knowledge is power. Now that you know what's happening inside your body, you can make informed decisions and take protective action. If you found this valuable, here's what to do next. Head to nightshiftershub.com for detailed guides, personalized health strategies, and a community of people who actually understand what you're going through. And hit that subscribe button right now. We're building the ultimate resource for night workers who refuse to let their schedule destroy their health. Your shift might be at night, but your future doesn't have to be dark. See you in the next one.